In this video, we're going to learn how to create a yoke gathered skirt. So let's get started. For this project, we're going to be using Draping, the complete course. If you are someone that is new to draping or you just want to enhance your skills a little bit, I definitely recommend this book. It gives you so many scenarios and so much instruction, very detailed on how to create different kinds of draping. I'll be using this book a lot in the future, so I definitely encourage you guys to pick it up. So yep, we're just going to basically be using this book to help us guide us along as we recreate this yoke gathered skirt project. As always, before we start any project, we need to know the supplies we need. We're going to definitely need our clear grid ruler, as always. We're also going to use a pair of fabric scissors. You're going to need about 2 yards of waist tape. Optional, this magnetic pin holder. It's easy for you to pick up pins that fall on the ground, and it's just a lot more manageable. Totally optional though. You're going to need a pack of pins, whatever choice you like for those. You're also going to need elastic. I'm going to be using a 1/2 inch because I'm doing half scale, but you're going to need about a 1 inch thick piece of elastic, about 2 yards. And I also like to use pens and pencils. Sometimes I like to erase, or I just need to see more darker lines. So you can use either or both. You're also going to need muslin. I'm going to be using a half scale dress form, so the measurements are going to be a little bit different, but you're definitely going to need at least 2 to 3 yards of muslin fabric. And I'm going to be using a half scale mannequin. You will need some sort of mannequin to complete this project because you will be drafting it on an actual mannequin. I'm going to be using a half scale mannequin, but you can use a full scale mannequin, and I will give you the measurements for that. So as you can see here, I have everything laid out and already pre-marked. Here you're going to see the 4 basic blocks that are going to actually make up this skirt. In the description of this video, I'm going to give you guys the full scale measurements of this piece. So just note that I'm using half scale. Here I've marked off some lines that are going to be important. That's going to be the waistline, that's going to be the center front line, and I just labeled that front. I've done the same thing to the back. I've labeled the center back. I've drawn a line for the waist, and I've also just labeled it back. That way I don't get the pieces confused when I'm beginning to put them together. These blocks are going to be what the skirt consists of, so I've done the same thing. I've blocked these pieces off. I've got that center line, and I've got that cross line to just show you the hip line. And I've labeled that the front, and I've also labeled off my center front seam. I've done the same thing to the back. I've made sort of that cross line, which will also be known as the hip line. You can label it hip line if it helps you. I just put that cross line there. I wrote back on the back of it, and I've also created that center back line, so that way we know how to match everything up when we're ready to take this piece and put it on the actual mannequin. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure I place everything accordingly. You can see that I put that center front line and that intersecting line right above the waist, and making sure my center front line is lining up with the center front line on the dress form. And I'm just going to pin them in place along those lines using my pins. I'm also going to pin down along the side seams just to keep the yoke in place. You want to make sure that those lines are matching up, and you want to pin everything in place so that everything stays where it should be, so that you can continue to work on the piece and position it properly. So we've got our pieces in place. You guys can have a bit of a side view, and you can see the way that's going along the hip line there, even at a slight slant. That's fine. That's the way it should be. You want to make sure that the waistline and the center front lines are in proper alignment, because it's going to affect the way the yoke sits on the dress form when you are beginning to drape. Because we are draping this to a human form and not just a flat image, we want to make sure that we're creating lines to accentuate the fact that this is going over a curved surface. So we want to just create that very distinct curved line so that we know this is going to have some sort of shape and fold around the hips and not just be this block form. Anytime we are going around a curve, you always want to make sure you clip. You want to make sure you go in and clip because you want to give the waist or whatever curve you're going around that room to sort of relax. When you don't do the clipping around the curve, it creates bunching and it really affects the fit. So even you'll notice here how the fabric became a little bit more relaxed, easier to work with, is because I clipped around the curve. So always make sure anytime you're working with curves that you go ahead and you clip around those curves. We all know the sewing golden rule: whatever you do to the front, you do to the back. Here I'm just showing you guys how I created that curved line to just have the yoke wrap a little bit better around the waist. I also created a distinct side seam line, and then I went in and clipped after I added a little bit of seam allowance. I also want to show you guys what's going on the back. I did the same thing. I matched up my center back line with the center back lines of the dress form, and I just go in and do the exact same thing. I do some of the slashing at the top of the waistline, and I'm going to create that side seam as well. Here you can see that I actually folded it down a little bit, and now I'm going to just go ahead and connect those side seams after I've already created that line. And you just go in there and you just place those lines together and make sure they match as much as possible. It's not going to be perfect, and it's okay if it's not perfect, but just so that it has a general match. There's always going to be time to take it off the dress form and go in and true up those lines and make sure everything is matching. But just for the sake of this exercise, we just want to make sure that we have the side seams matched up and that we're just smoothing everything out so that it looks like things are going our way. And so far it looks like, yep, things are going our way. Things are looking the way they should be looking. So I have my yoke set up, and this is the top part of the skirt. This is called the yoke. Now I'm going to take my waist tape or my twill tape, and I'm just going to place it on my waistline to sort of anchor down that fabric and anchor down this seam to the waist. And you can just see me here just pinning it all around, starting at the center front, taking it all the way to the center back. Now I'm going to start creating some seam allowance. Here you can actually, I'm using a 1/2 inch seam allowance on your full figure dress form. If you're using a full figure dress form, you can go in and use a 1 inch seam allowance. In all the places where you see me use a 1/2 inch seam allowance, which is at the waist and which is at the center front, you can go ahead for your full figure dress form and use a 1 inch seam allowance. And I'm just going along the yoke here, and then I'm just going to create the seam allowance all around the yoke. Okay, now after I created that seam allowance, I'm just going to go in and fold it under. I'm going to fold it under right at that 1/2 inch mark, and then I'm just going to use my pins to secure everything down and pin that seam allowance down so that it's tucked right underneath. And as soon as I figure out how to get this pin in here, it's tucked right underneath, and we're just going to do that all around our yoke. Okay, so once it is pinned all around, we're going to actually start now and begin drafting our skirt. So this is what it looks like. It's all pinned down, and we've got our side seams matching. Now we're going to lift up the yoke area so that we can get started on our skirt. So what I'm doing here is, using my ruler, I am going to mark at about the 2 inch mark, because that's where I'm going to place the elastic for my skirt area. I would say for the full scale dress form, it's going to be somewhere between 3 and 3.5 inches down from the waist. Once I've done that, I'm going to take my elastic and place it on that area where I put the original pin and just lay it across just to keep it in placement for myself. So right around the hip area, I'm just going to place that, smooth it out, and just pin that in place. Now it's time for me to go in with my fabric. Here you can see that I have my center front seam. It's right there visible for us. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in and place that center front seam after I slip it underneath that elastic. Now Now, as I was doing this, I realized that I was placing the muslin far too low on the hip line, that the whole reason that we drew that line across there, that hip line, was to make sure that the fabric, the elastic area, and that hip line, those were matching. So those were parallel to each other. The elastic sat on top of it. So you'll see later in the video that I figured it out and I raised it up. This is sewing. We're always learning and trying to figure things out. So you'll see in the next clip right here where I realized that the elastic should have been on the hip line. So I adjusted, I placed it on the hip line, and all I did was right there, you saw that I figured that out. So that's what you guys are going to do. Make sure that your elastic is matching up with the line of your hip line, because that is how we get this flared skirt and the fullness that we get from this. Then I just go in and with one hand pulling my elastic and the other hand just manipulating the fabric over until that entire block is pushed into the side seam with about a 1-inch seam allowance. For you guys, it'll be about a 1/2 inch to 1/4 of an inch for me. But for you guys, you want to get it to at least there's a 1-inch seam allowance outside of it. And I just keep sort of pulling and tugging at it until you can start to see the flare and the gather of the skirt. So our next step here is we now need to feel along the side of the dress form and get our side seam line. I'm cutting here for my seam allowance, and as you can also see, the dress is going on a slight diagonal slant. That's intentional. It's supposed to be on that diagonal slant because the skirt is going to be a round skirt, so it's going to have that diagonal line. Now I'm going to go in for my seam allowance to the top of the skirt area. So here you can see me marking my seam allowance area for the top of the skirt. I did about a 1/2 inch. You guys, for your full scale dress forms, are going to do a 1-inch seam allowance. Once I've gotten those marks, I just go ahead in with the scissors and I just clip all the excess over, just making sure also that you're aware that if you pull too hard and you're not making sure you anchor down that hip line area with the elastic, that you could kind of pull it up and pull it out of whack. So just make sure that you're using those pins in addition to the tightness of the elastic to keep the fabric in place and that it's not slipping all over the place. As you can see, I had to adjust it a few times, so I definitely probably could have used a few more pins. So once that's all set and done, we can sort of see the skirt begin to come together. We can see what it looks like. We are in the home stretch. We can see what the front of our skirt looks like. So of course, whatever we do to the front, we also have to do to the back. So I'm going to take those same steps and I'm going to redo them for the back of the dress. So here we have it. I've got the fabric nice and spread out. I'm using the same method here, and we're just again going in and repeating the same steps. Alrighty, I've got my front and the back of my skirt. Now I'm going to take that seam allowance. Again, I'm going to eyeball about 1/2 inch seam allowance. You guys can exactly draw on your 1-inch seam allowance. I'm just going to go ahead and eyeball it and then pin my sides together, both the front and the back. So this is all set to go. I'm just sort of like putting some final touches and making sure everything is in place for me to begin to fold the yoke down over the gathers of the skirt. And that's really simple. We want to make sure we're matching up those side seams first before we do anything. That's very important, just so you have like a starting place. And then I'm just going to go in once that's pinned there and gently fold down the yoke on top of essentially where the elastic is. So I'm going to move a little piece of elastic away, and then I'm going to take a pin and go in there and pin everything together. And I basically repeat that step over and over until the entire yoke is pinned to the skirt itself. So I go down, I remove a little bit of that elastic, and then I replace it with an actual pin to the skirt itself. Here I'm putting the final touches. I'm making sure that the front of the yoke of the skirt is sitting where it's supposed to sit. taking out those pins that I initially had there in the front, making sure my center front lines are matching up with the lines of the dress form. If not, it can create a very weird sort of swoop. It's a little bit harder to see with the dress form, especially when the fabric is this small and it's not very drapey, but you can see here that I'm just trying to make sure that everything matches up. She is looking good. She's looking exactly the way we hope she'd look. So now we're going to go in because every dress needs a hem. So we're going to go in and get our measurements for the hem. So I'm going to go in with my ruler here and I'm going to measure about a ½ inch down. For you guys, you can measure in about an inch. And I'm just going to go in, for my sake, I'm going to eyeball it, but you should probably, depending on how comfortable you feel with it, go in and actually make those lines. But I'm just going to sort of eyeball mine and then go ahead and just pin the entire thing around at approximately that ½ inch measurement. This is what she looks like all finished. So how did you guys do? Was it easy? Was it difficult? Did you learn anything new? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, make like a lady.